And I am the one and only Chris Topp, broadcasting live from our lavish home studio here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. How in the heck are you doing, world?
And I'm the one and only Allie Topp, broadcasting alongside the man, the myth, the legend, the radio god, the man you wish you could be but will never be, but the man who somehow misses his intro every time.
What did I didn't miss anything?
Topp.
That was perfect.
Okay, you didn't miss your intro, but you're making these weird faces, and I heard things playing in the background, and you were talking. And
well, yeah, it's called a music bed.
Then why did you look like you were making a mistake?
I always look like that.
You were like, oh.
I always look shifty. I'm pretty used to the board now, the new board.
Yeah, I want to learn kind of the ropes of it.
I mean, it's not complicated.
Because I want to start doing some recordings on the mic.
Ooh, I'll have to make sure they're okay.
I want to do it for my YouTube channel. Tend to be a little bit out there
sometimes, you know.
For my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And narrate scary stories and stuff.
Okay. I can help you out with it.
Thank you.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Are we going to go for a walk today?
Yes, I want to go for a walk.
Yeah. It's not going to be. It's pretty hot outside. It's supposed to rain later tonight. I think it's going to cool off again tomorrow.
I'm ready for the fall. I'm ready for Halloween.
Last week was pretty nice. I mean, in comparison to what it was
before
that.
Yeah, because I could kind of wear a hoodie a little bit. I was still wearing shorts.
What is it with you and hood? Only like fugitives wear hoodies.
Maybe I'm a fugitive and you just don't know it.
Like when you go to the movies and it shows the preview, the guy in the hoodie's the one that's stealing.
He's the one that's stealing. Yeah.
I don't even know.
It's toxic stereotypes, and it needs to stop.
A toxic, is that like something you made up, or is that something off of Reddit that you read?
Toxic stereotypes?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a thing.
I've never heard toxic stereotypes. I've heard stereotypes, but I've never heard toxic.
But they're, toxic masculinity and stuff like that.
What? Are you just throwing toxic in front of everything?
No, it's a real thing.
Well, okay.
Because, toxic masculinity is, when men are, you're not allowed to cry, you gotta be tough, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, you gotta, be a lumberjack. That's toxic masculinity. If you're a man and you're on the softer side, and other men or women pick on you for that, then that's toxic because
toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cry sometimes. So but that's not toxic masculinity. But if somebody makes fun of me, that is.
Yeah, because it's the stereotype that men have to be tough and bad all the time.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I learned something. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For sharing with me. I appreciate it. So, Melissa, did you learn anything, or did you already know about that? I don't know.
I did not know about toxic masculinity.
Okay.
So that was good to hear.
I know. I mean, I just learn something new all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that's being talked about in 2019. So
yeah, I'm going to start throwing toxic in front of everything I don't like.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Don't abuse it.
That would be toxic abuse.
People already abuse it.
Toxic abuse.
It would be.
Right? Is that right?
Toxic abuse. That's double abuse.
And I just did it, too.
No more toxic.
So how was your drive?
It was great, actually.
How long did it take you to get here?
It took me about an hour.
About an hour,
give or take.
So what part of Nashville are you coming from?
Actually, I'm in Goodlettsville.
In Goodlettsville, okay. So it was about an hour drive. So it's a nice day, though, for a drive?
It's a gorgeous day, yeah.
It's pretty outside.
Beautiful out there.
Yeah. Do you have the air conditioner, just...
Cranked?
Yeah, cranked, yeah. What do you listen to on the radio when you're driving?
I listen to everything.
Yeah.
Whatever I find that sounds good, from the classic rock to the country.
Ooh, classic rock.
Sometimes I listen to classical even.
Yeah.
I'm a girl that loves all music, so.
Well, that's good. That's important.
All genres.
Yeah. I think especially for somebody that writes music and sings, it's nice to expose yourself, I guess, to other things.
Because sometimes you can influence the type of music with other things, too. So.
True, yeah.
So what would be your dream concert? If you were going to see a classic rock band, who would it be?
The classic rock band?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. And, okay, first let me ask you what you consider classic rock. Because, me, I consider classic rock Led Zeppelin and, stuff like that. And then...
Alice Cooper.
But nowadays, Guns N' Roses is considered classic rock.
I've seen Guns N' Roses.
I have, too.
You guys are going to have a moment.
I've seen Plant and Page, so I basically have seen Zeppelin.
You got me beat then. Yeah. What one was your favorite?
My favorite concert of all time, seriously.
Out of those two?
Plant and Page.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was, the Philharmonic was with them.
Oh, I bet that was cool.
That was the most neat concert I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then when Robert Plant came up out of the bottom of the stage all this smoke
cool.
or fog, you know.
Uh-huh.
And he was doing this medieval poem. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet that
It
was
was
cool.
rocking.
Now, when was that? How long ago was that?
Oh, it was a while ago. I'm
Yeah?
not going to tell you when it was because I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
Right.
I'm not 20,
I saw
but-
Guns N' Roses in 1990 in Knoxville.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
That's when
Before
Axl
I was even born.
That's when Axl was still showing up and actually doing the whole concert.
I think it
Now
was.
he doesn't show up. Like, what?
I think the Plant and Page was 94.
Yeah,
I think
somewhere
it
in
was-
there.
yeah.
Okay, so she was okay to say it after I
Yeah.
After
beat
you
her
went
with the
first.
1990s.
So bad.
Somebody's always got to be the one to go first.
Yeah,
And then all of a
right.
sudden an ocean of people.
Yeah.
I figured it would make it easier.
Yeah.
After I did that. So how busy are you, like, as far as writing goes and recording and stuff like that?
Well, I just got done doing an EP with Rebecca Lynn Howard. So
Okay.
she's doing the background vocals, and she was my vocal coach and producer on it. She's out there with Steven Tyler right now with Loving Mary Band, which is very cool. She's amazing. So I feel blessed that she was part
Sure.
of that. But so that is almost a wrap. I have one more song that I'm finishing up on that one. That'll be done.
Okay.
And
No, wait, this is an EP that's coming out?
It's an EP.
Okay. How many songs are going to be on it?
Probably 6.
6, okay.
Yeah, 5 or 6. We're kind of
Almost
'cause
an
I've got
album.
2 singles out there right
Add
now.
one more, you got an album.
I know.
Pull one more out of the basket.
I know. And I'm really writing every day in my head. I've got 3 to 5 songs a day in my head, but I write officially Tuesdays and Thursdays with writers that come into the office and everything.
Yeah.
So I feel blessed with that because I get to write with people from all over the country that fly in, and some, the majority are here, but some
Right.
of them fly in, and
Yeah.
So
about
cool.
me.
Well, we've got probably the best writers and musicians in the world right here.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. It's bar none. It's just, I feel blessed. This is like the first place I've ever lived that I felt really at home.
Sure.
I feel
Well,
like
it's kind of who you are, though, right? I mean, you're
Yeah.
like there's a perfect mix of people that are like you,
Yeah.
that you get along with,
And that's pretty cool. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever lived in a place where there's more creative people. This is like the creative melting pot.
It really is.
I love it.
It really is. Yeah.
Love it.
So, okay, what are you first? Are you a singer first, or are you a writer first?
I got to be truthful.
Yeah. You can't tell any lies on this show.
No.
No toxicness.
No toxicness. I'm a writer
Toxic
first.
lying.
You're a writer first.
Yeah, it's my
Okay.
first love. I've written since I was 12. So it's I love it.
I love hearing that.
So you would rather write a song and have Kelly Clarkson make it a #1 hit, or would you rather sing a song that somebody else wrote and it be a #1 hit? It's the same question.
Ooh.
It's the same question. It's just another way to put
Wow,
it.
because I do sing some songs that other people write too. Wow, that's a tough one, Chris.
It's the
you
same
know
question.
what? I
Yeah.
think, in all honesty, I would rather have Kelly Clarkson sing my
Yeah?
song.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a consistent
I would too,
answer.
from like a business perspective, because
Yeah.
like I would make bank
You would.
if Kelly Clarkson made it a #1 hit.
Amen.
You'd be set up for life. You'd be set up for life because it would be the #1 hit, and then later on it would be on a greatest hits. It would go to a box set. It would eventually be a Thai commercial, and you're going to be making money for the rest of your life and your great grandkids. But I mean, that's not what it's all about. But I mean, that's
No.
that's
But it's
part
great,
of it.
yeah.
It would
Yeah.
kind of set my future.
Sure.
So, hey.
And I love to hear. I love to hear that people love writing because that's my passion
Yeah.
too. And when I hear
Oh,
that
cool.
somebody else has that passion, although we write different things, I love it. It just makes me happy to hear the word writing and love in one sentence.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah, I do. There's nothing like it. It's just, it's
So, so what comes first for you? And you can put these in order for me if you want. But your spirituality, your music, your family, relationships.
And again, you got to be real.
Wow. That's tough, too. Boy, you really put me on the spot, don't you?
I try.
This question could make some people mad, but you got to answer honestly.
I'm going to get a bunch of people yelling at me. No, spirituality is first.
Sure.
My relationship with the Lord is first. And
I figured that.
foremost.
I
That's
assumed
great.
that. Yeah. Mhm.
It is, because He's orchestrated everything I've done. He's brought me here.
He gave you that talent, and
He did. He did.
to
And,
use for His glory.
so spirituality, family, music. Well, relationships are big, though. See, relationships to me, I love people. So, oh boy, that's tough.
Now, what's your relationship stance right now? Where are you at? Are you like seeing someone?
No.
Or, so you're a single Pringle.
A single Pringle.
Single Pringle.
Okay, so
yeah.
so if the right guy came into your life, would he have to understand that he's going to have to take a back seat to music, or would the right guy take the place of your love of music? Not totally, but just, you see what I'm saying?
I think he would have to be willing to walk through the music with me. Mm-hmm. I'm at that point in my life where I know this is what I'm supposed to do, and this is where I'm headed. And so I need somebody that can understand that can be a part of that. You know, I mean, that's important. And haven't found him yet. So, you know, God's going to have to, like, plop him in front of me with a big blue bow that says, here I am, and I love music. I don't
Let me
know.
know if that happens.
I will.
Yeah, try to video that.
Okay. I'm not counting on it any day soon, but, you know, I mean, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Dustin Gibbs in the chat says she's beautiful like an angel.
Uh-oh.
Well, thank you, Dustin. That's really sweet of you.
So the EP, when did you say it's coming out, or do you know yet? Do you have a date set?
Don't have a date set yet. We're still mixing it. I have one more song that we have to finish on there, and then it'll be out.
Can you give me like a guesstimate, like this fall or this winter?
She's shaking her head no, like we're not allowed to know.
I'm hoping this fall.
Okay, so we can look for it this year.
Yeah, we recorded the majority of it in February, so we just have that one last song,
But you already know what it is. You just have to.
Yeah, we just have to basically go in and lay the vocal tracks with the background vocals and everything with Rebecca.
Okay. Now, is it going to be like a digital release or hard copy or both?
I haven't decided on the hard copy yet. Mm-hmm. It is going to be digital release right now. Everything, well, Mama Says and Hello is out there on all digital outlets. So I'm hoping that will be the same.
Okay. Yeah. Now, do you have a website set up?
I don't. I'm working on it. I have somebody
Yeah.
working on it with me. I have my Facebook music page.
Gotcha.
That's
and that's mostly what
and
people
Instagram.
use. You know, what's your favorite platform? Is it going to be Facebook or Instagram?
You know, it's funny because I use Facebook all the time for networking, and that's how I've made like a ton of connections.
A lot of my people are on Facebook too. Like I realize that I get more like engagement when I post something I want to promote on Facebook versus like the other things, but I don't really know how to work the other things, so maybe that's the problem. But
I'm on Instagram too. I'm not on Instagram as much as Facebook, so I have to say at this point, until it's not cool to do it, I guess it's probably going to be Facebook.
I'm the same way. I mean, I think everybody's trending toward Instagram for sure, because 9 times out of 10 when we ask somebody, it's Instagram. But I mean, I'm still a Facebook guy. I can't help it. I mean, I do the Instagram thing just because I feel like I'm supposed to.
Yeah,
you know?
Do you do the Twitter too?
I still tweet.
I don't tweet. Am I like the only the last American that doesn't
I'm really
tweet?
trying hard to get on Twitter, but it's
Twitter's
just
kind of
like,
going downhill, isn't it?
Kind of.
I think so. You're not really missing a whole lot right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it may come back. I mean, these things like come and go all the time.
Like Instagram. Like Instagram went away for a while because Snapchat came back, and then Snapchat was like, "This is
How do you
weird."
keep up with all this stuff?
I like culture. I like looking at.
So if I made fun of like
it.
somebody that like Melissa that like just is all about Facebook, would that be like toxic Facebook?
That wouldn't be toxic Facebook, but that would be you'd be being a bully.
Oh, okay. So what's the difference then?
Like it's like a stereotype. Like when you. What do you want to know?
I'm just playing. I don't know.
He's going to give me a
help
rough
you.
time about Facebook. Yeah.
Bully.
But he's doing the same thing, so.
I am.
He
So
can't.
you should bully yourself.
That's why I could say it, because I'm in the same boat. Because I like Facebook more too.
It's good that you admitted it, because if you hadn't admitted it, everybody would have.
See, I saved myself. I made sure I took care of me first.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a couple of songs, and the first one that we're going to play is called Mama Says. So where did Mama Says come from? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
I can, actually. I raised my daughters in Michigan, and...
How old are your daughters, or can you say?
You have daughters?
Yeah, I do. I
did not know.
I have a 16-year-old. Well, she's not 16 yet. I have a 15-and-a-half-year-old. She'll be 16 in November.
Gotcha.
And then I have a 17-year-old. Yeah. So,
made the pouty face because they're growing up so fast?
Yes, too fast. But when they were little, they were so cute. And
they're not now?
No, they're still cute. They're beautiful now, I think, but I'm a mom. But, when they were little, it was just funny. I just raised them, I think, with values and morals and raised them in the church. And so, if something wasn't right, I would say to them, and this is my southern twang coming out, but I'd say something ain't right. So one day they're having a little conversation, and my oldest one said to the younger one, and they were 5 and 3 at that time, when Mama says something ain't right, something ain't right. Oh, wow. So when I started writing, really getting back into the writing after my car accident, that was one of the first songs that came to me.
Yeah.
And it just...
So did you give them writing credits?
No.
What kind of mother are you?
You better watch out. They might sue.
I tell everybody that's where the song came from.
That's good enough.
And
no royalties, but we'll tell her.
I'm blessed because both of my girls are really into music. They sing and they write, and it's just pretty cool.
Now, are we ever going to have any Judd's action going on with you guys, or what?
I would love to have that one day. I don't know if it will happen.
Are they as in love with it as you are? Or
Yeah. They're in choir.
That's so great.
They were just in choir camp at University of Michigan.
Choir is so cool.
It is, and they have a love for all kinds of music too, which is great.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to listen to it.
Okay.
This is called Mama Says, Melissa Leigh, right here on the Chris Top program.
Gotta go through the rough if you're gonna be a diamond. Mama said things ain't always like they seem. Gotta try hard, little girl, to make it in this big old world. Sometimes it ain't always about the dream. Well, Mama says there's something ain't right, child, something ain't right, child. Mama says there's something ain't right, child, something ain't right, child. Ooh, 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 ooh.
If you just tuned in, we've got Melissa Leigh on the program today. And, oh, by the way, you are absolutely, positively, 100% for sure in the right place. This is the Chris Top program.
Yeah.
I was hoping you weren't going to do that today because, like, we missed it, like, in the beginning. Because you're the one that messed up. So you got on to me for messing up. Or,
I have
like,
2 intros.
having the mess-up face.
I have 2 intros, and I chose one. And then I chose the other one.
You can't do that. You can't
I can
up.
do it. I can do whatever I care to.
So it had kind of I've never, well, I have heard the expression before, but Melissa called it kind of a swampy feel to it.
Yeah, I felt like it.
Now, you're kind of weird when it comes to oohs and stuff like that.
I
Did
sure
you like
am.
that? Okay, I think it worked with that song.
I think it did too, because
Yeah.
it was like, it made it eerie, you know?
Yeah?
Like, that's kind of like what set the vibe for it.
So it works.
So it did work for that.
Okay, and you were okay with that?
Yeah.
You were
There's
good.
been a couple times where I've told people, I'm like, I'm not digging the oohs and ha-has and hoo-hoos and hee-hees.
The hoo-hoos, yeah.
You ain't Michael Jackson.
What's that other song you like that's got the hoo-hoos in it? The Justin Bieber song?
Yeah,
Don't you like
no,
that one?
it's Ed
And
Sheeran.
Yeah, it's Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't sing good, so I probably shouldn't have done that.
But you like that, though,
yeah,
right?
on that one. But it's just because I like the song and it works or whatever. But like
Yeah?
this song, yeah, it
So
works.
as long as it works with the song.
Yeah, then it's good.
Then you're okay with
but
it.
But then if you're
If
just
they just throw
obnoxiously
random
being
who's
like,
in there, then it doesn't work. Yeah. Okay.
I'm weird.
Okay. So let us know what you think about Mama Says.
And if y'all have any questions in the Facebook live chat or wherever chat you're at,
yeah,
go ahead and ask
go for
away.
It. And if we get it later, then we can always go back and answer it on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, we won't
Whatever
ignore you
works.
unless you ask something stupid.
Yeah, and if you don't know what we're talking about, you're probably listening to an archive show on iHeartRadio or Stitcher or Spreaker or Spotify or one of 30 other places. So make sure you join us on ChrisTopProgram.com sometime so you can listen to and or watch the show live.
You sure can watch the show.
Yeah, and you can ask questions in the chat and just kind of be part of the show, really. Oh, and while you're there, you should subscribe because we're going to start doing like giveaways, like artist merchandise and T-shirts.
Free stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Free stuff. Go to the website.
All you got to do is give us your email, man. That's it. That's all you got to do.
And you get free stuff, maybe.
See,
if
somebody
you're
told
lucky.
me that the mailing lists are really important, and I'm
Yes.
still trying to figure it all out.
And that person who told you is very knowledgeable.
yes,
so,
yes. So
yeah.
I'm taking the advice wholeheartedly. Yes.
Dustin Gibbs asks, do you do autographs, and has anyone ever asked you for them?
Uh-oh.
I do, and actually, several people have, which is funny.
I think
to
you have
me.
a new fan because he's saying he's going to follow you on Facebook.
Aw, cool. Thank you, Dustin. Hey, invite your friends to follow me, too.
There you go.
Dustin's going to be jealous because we got an autograph today.
See,
Yep.
check it out.
It's on the wobble wall
Boom.
over there. Yep. Right there.
Right there next to these WABA t-shirts that could be yours if
Right there.
you go on the website.
Yeah, so we got our autograph. She's official on the wobble wall now.
Yes.
Yeah, do you feel like you've reached that pinnacle of success now?
I
that-
do. I'm famous. I mean, you make the
that you-
Chris Top wall, you're famous.
Yeah,
Aw,
yeah.
shucks.
Yeah, and it's growing. Elena was actually the first one we
first
had in
one.
studio.
Sweet.
So, and she's going to be back next week for another interview. So she'll get to see the wall again because she was lonely up there for the longest time.
And look,
So-
it's growing.
It is. It
that's
is. It's
pretty
just going to be all. I'll have to
special.
go up to the ceiling.
Yeah, we
and
talked about taking it outside the room, and
outside the house, maybe.
outside of the
You
house
know,
is a bit of a stretch.
Like in place of bricks, we can have like the
pictures.
the
of
artist
people.
pictures
I
and
think
stuff like that.
After a while, we would get on like a TV show about like strangest obsessions or whatever
Yeah,
it's called.
yeah.
There
My
you go.
Strange Addiction, I think it's called.
yeah.
Yeah.
We would get on that show.
Would that be toxic addiction? Possibly.
We need to get you on the internet and culturally.
Okay. So how many
knowledgeable.
kids do you have? You have 2 daughters? Is
Two
that
daughters,
yeah? And that's
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop there.
Yeah.
No more. Done.
No
No mo children.
Yeah.
So, do you ever get a chance, or how often do you get a chance to go out and like play live and sing and stuff?
You know, I've been really busy this summer with everything at the office, and then my one daughter came down for a month. So when I get out, I have Randy Barnett plays guitar for me. We just go do writers rounds, you know. But hey, I'm ready for some real shows.
Yeah. You know, I love like the intimacy of the writers' rounds and
I do
stuff.
too. It's great.
It's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Ask Allie. It's like I would rather go to that than like a big concert. You
Yeah.
know?
Really?
I
Well,
think,
that's
yeah.
cool. That's good to know. See, I need to hear these things
Yeah.
because that's where I'm performing.
But sometimes, though, I feel like I'm the minority, too, though. I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. I
mean, there's
think
a lot of electricity when you go to a big concert.
Yeah, and I haven't been to a big concert in a long time, and I wanna do that again. But I also really like the intimate settings because it seems like you can almost like know them more.
Well, it's nice to sit there and like have a drink and like really get into it and hear the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like I like it because I like watching those like Bing Crosby movies, and like they're always like in this little club setting and like having drinks, and there's people on the stage.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that, but like in a modern way.
Yeah. I guess if you ask the question like this, like, who's one of your favorite artists?
Oh shoot, me?
Yeah.
I really like NF right now.
So NF. So if NF was like in a big concert, or if you were like with 20 other people watching NF.
Oh my gosh, I would fangirl if I was in the smaller one.
Yeah,
because then
so I guess that puts it in perspective a little bit.
Because
yeah,
there'd be less people.
So maybe more people would be more prone to, so I don't know.
You know what's
maybe you should
weird
do a survey.
Yeah, we should do a survey.
Yeah.
What's weird about it, though, and I was talking about this to a couple of my writer friends. We were both talking about it. We were all talking about it. When you perform in front of a small crowd, it's a little more intimidating than performing in front of a big crowd.
I've heard that before.
I don't know what it is. Maybe because there's just a few faces and their eyes are right on you.
Yep.
And then when you're in front of a big crowd, it's less intimidating.
I agree, because like you can kind of pretend they're not there because there's just so many of them, and they all kind of like blend into one like background, and it's like, okay, you're performing for people, and that like gets you hype. But it's like, out of all the people that are in there's got to be somebody that's not judging you for like going crazy on stage.
Yep.
Okay, so little girl comes up to you after your show. She says, Melissa, I like what you do. I think you're really cool. I want to do what you're doing. What kind of advice would you give to her?
Well, I would ask her, what she's done, if she's writing, if she's singing anywhere, what her inspirations are. And actually, I'd probably ask her to come talk to me, because I have a lot of young girls that come and talk to me because I do A&R at MC1. And it's a blessing. Because I have a heart for kids, and I'm really have a heart for kids that have this passion and this dream. Because I always had it, and I just never did anything with it until now. So, it came to me later on in life, and if these kids have support behind them and family and people that really believe in them, then they need to go for it,
Yeah.
They need to really keep pushing for that. Because I think God gives everybody their different gifts.
Sure.
And if that's something that you're passionate about, that passion is there for a reason. It didn't just come to you because it came to you because you got a gift to share. I don't think we're supposed to hold it in. I think we're supposed to give it to others. And that's what it's about.
I loved her answer. That's like one of the best answers we've ever had on that.
Aww.
Yeah, I feel all warm and fuzzy and stuff.
Oh, touching my heart.
Now, you said you realized it, or not realized it, but you didn't start really doing anything about it until later on in life. Mm-hmm. Like, when did you know you could actually sing? Like, because when your mom tells you, it doesn't count. Like,
right, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I started sing. I sang since I was about 4, and we won't say how long that's been, but I've sang since I was about 4. But I sang in church growing up, and I knew I could sing then. But my grandparents, now this is going to kind of date me a little bit, but I used to go into the bathroom with a little cassette recorder, and I would record my songs and play them for my grandparents.
Uh-huh.
And they just loved it, So my grandpa said something to me that I wish he was still alive to know what I'm doing right now. But he said to me, Liz, one day, girl, you're going to go somewhere with that voice, And that just really, that still sticks with me.
Sure.
That he said that. But, when I first came down here, I didn't know if I was going to be just a writer or a performer or both. I really didn't know. I was kind of leaving it up to the Lord and the direction of the pros, and God blessed me with some really good people that kind of guided me and directed me here.
Sure.
I don't know if you know Johnny Garcia, who plays for Trisha and Garth.
Not personally. I think I've heard of him, though.
Yeah.
He was going to be my first producer. I was blessed to meet him in Michigan. I was going to come down here and meet with him after my car accident, and I'd reached out to him, and he said, I can do better than that. I'm coming to Michigan, Garth Touring, so how about you meet me on May 11th? I'm like, okay. So I met him, and all the way there, I'm like, okay, Lord, if you want me in Nashville, you better scream at me today. And I didn't know what I was asking for. I'm thinking to be a writer at that point. And so I took 5 songs, and we talked about family and God and everything, and I let him hear the 5 songs, and he's sitting there intently taking them in. And, when somebody's listening to your songs and they're not really saying anything, you're like, oh, my gosh, they hate them, or, they either think I suck or they think I'm great,
Right. Right.
And after he got done, he's like, you got it. And I said, don't mess with me. And he's like, no, you got it. And I'm like, don't mess with me. And he's like, Melissa, I have to tell people all the time, don't quit their day job. I'm serious. He's like, if you want to be a writer, you want to be a singer, girl, you got it. And he's like, if you want a co-writer, I'm here. If you want a producer, I'm here. I was in tears. And I was so excited. Like, I had this smile on my face. I couldn't wipe it off. I'm like, did this just happen to me?
So that's like a life-changing event.
It was.
Yeah, and some people would seem kind of small, but it's a big deal.
Well, even before that, Joey Huffman, who played with Hank Jr., he's a good friend of mine, and he's from Pikeville, Kentucky, where I'm from. So I reached out to Joey and said, I need you to tell me if I can be a writer. And he says, send me 3 of your best songs. And I said, how do you want me to send them? He's like, just sing them into, you got an iPhone? I said, yeah. He said, just sing them into the iPhone. So I sang them into the iPhone, and I sent them to him, and within minutes he calls me back, and he goes, where did you record these? I'm like, what? He goes, where did you record these? I said, in my kitchen. You told me to do it in the iPhone. That's what I did, a cappella. And he's like, girl, you need to get down here. So, that's how it all started. And it was after I had a serious car accident. I started writing again. I was cut out of my car by the jaws of life.
Tell me about the car accident. I was going to bring that up, but I want to know about it. Like, how long ago did that happen?
That was in 2015.
So it hasn't been very long.
No. And it was near-death experience. It was a really scary time in my life. But I went to a job interview. That morning, I had friends call me saying they were praying for me to get a job, and this job. And God put on my heart, it's too far, don't go. But out of fear that I needed a job because I was laid off at Kelly, we had just depleted a whole department in corporate America, good old corporate America. I'm looking for work. And so I went, even though I felt in my spirit that the Lord said, don't go. I went. After the interview, 2 blocks away from the interview and 2 blocks away from the hospital, I got T-boned. And my whole life changed. I had multiple pelvis fractures. I had 3 herniated discs actually, and a broken left hip and a wrist and ulna. And when they told me they were having to cut me out, the jaws of life were on their way, I was in shock. I just was like, what? The jaws of life?
Did you ever lose consciousness after the accident? Or were you just kind of like pinned in the car, like totally conscious the whole time?
I was conscious the whole time until when they cut me out. It was so hot. It was the hottest day of the year in Michigan, and I was pouring sweat, and they cover you with this blanket so they won't get glass all over you. When they did that, I looked over and I saw my bone about ready to pop through my wrist, and I was like, ugh, So then the next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital, but I got hit with both airbags, and the hospital, I think they probably knocked me out to take me to, get me there. They were asking me tons of questions, and I was answering all of them correctly, and after they asked me so many times, I said, oh my gosh, is nobody taking notes? Because you've asked me 100 times. And they started laughing. They're like, well, okay, she doesn't have traumatic brain injury. She's still got her sense of humor. She's good. But, my doctors, I just feel blessed because it was quite an experience, and the doctors kept coming in and saying, you do realize you're a miracle, right? But I was on a walker for 6 to 7 months. And,
wow.
So my whole life changed. So while I was down, very angry at God, asking him, what was he doing up there? Like, come on now. Why are you doing this to me? I thought my life had just ended, but it actually just began. And all the doors started opening up for me in the music industry. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because, even though, You know, like that story of like Jonah and the whale, like when God told him to go there and he didn't go there, so he there was consequences, but like after he repented and stuff, like there was forgiveness and like some good things came out of it and like a testimony and stuff. So like a lot of times I feel like I do it too, where like God will tell me not to go there or see this person or whatever, and I'll do it because I want to or because people say, oh, it's not so bad or whatever. But like there's always like a consequence, but usually, you know, good things come out of it when you realize
good things
that.
Do come. Yeah.
Now, are you fully recovered, or is that something that you're never going to fully recover from?
I am fully recovered to this point. I'm sure down the road, as I get older, things are going to happen. But I had surgery 2 years ago in July, and so I have a fusion. I have a rod in my back. I have a rod in my arm. You know, I'm a bionic woman. But you know what? It's so crazy because if that hadn't have happened, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be working in the music industry, which is what I love.
So as horrific as it was, it's not something that you would take back.
No. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, but I understand.
Same. Not crazy.
Yeah.
But it was a be still moment. Where God basically said, okay, you're not going to be still and you're moving too fast. I'm going to help you be still. Now you're forced to be still. Now you're forced to listen to me. You know, and it was funny. I went to my pastor. I'm like, what is he doing up there? I can't believe this, you know. And he's like, you need to sit down with the Bible and you need to sit down. He gave me a book called Crash the Chatterbox with Stephen Furtick. And it's about the negative voices that we hear about, you know, oh, you're nothing, you're not going anywhere, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. And I started reading that book, and I started getting back into Psalms. And I sat down one day and had what I call powwow with the Lord.
I love that.
And I'm like screaming at him, you know, crying, like, what are you doing? What do you want me to do now? I can't be an HR manager in corporate America anymore because you just allowed this to happen to me. Now what? What am I supposed to do? Because I couldn't sit for 8 hours. I had to be up and down because of the pain. I lived in chronic pain, you know, until the surgery. And so it was weird. Within 2 minutes, I had a full letter. Meant nothing to me, made no sense. I took it to my pastor and my best friend. I'm like, what is this? This is not even King James. And this is what I got. And this is what I wrote, but it wasn't for me. I don't, you know. And my pastor said to me, you wait, God's going to do something big. He's getting ready to do something big. I'm like, okay, you know, but he has. And the people that he's blessed me with that are in my life now, some of the famous people that I know that are friends, really good friends of mine, I would have said you were nuts if you would have told me that years ago. I'd been like, they're not going to speak to me, you know, but he's been really good to me with that, you know.
That's cool.
So you feel like your life was just kind of catapulted after that, as opposed to, like, I think the view a lot of people would have is like, you know, you're being held back. I've got rods in my back, you know, stuff fused together, you know, I can't do the things that I used to do, but you feel like you're better off.
I do feel like I'm better off. I mean, physically, yeah, I used to do Zumba all the time, go to the gym, and, you know, I'd ride my bike all the time. I am back into the gym. Thank you, Lord. I can at least get back in there now. I put on some weight while I was down because I was immobile. So I'm having to work on getting that back off and being me again. But overall, I found me. You know what's funny? It's just when I thought I lost everything, I found me and who really God created me to be.
Sure.
So it's been a beautiful experience, even through the ugliness.
That's a really great testimony.
Aw, thank you.
It really is, yeah.
Deanna says God has a plan.
Aw, thank you, girl. Love you.
Mm-hmm.
So we got another song because we'll keep like
we'll
yakking
just keep
and then we won't have
talking.
a chance to play it. So, okay. So we're going to play the next song. And this one's called Hello. So now you said this one came out actually last month?
It did, but it was actually recorded in Michigan in 2016.
Okay, so why did it take so long to release it?
Finances.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
That seems to be like the answer a lot, you know, when it comes to independent artists, for sure. Because a lot of times I'll joke with them. I'll be like, you just need to add another song or two and make an album out of it. Well, it's, you know, give me the money, you know, and I'll do it. Because that's what it comes down to most of the time.
Yep.
So with that being said, how important, Allie, is it for people to go and actually purchase Melissa's music and not just rip it off?
It's super important, especially...
Because, I got the equipment. I could do it right now.
Right.
If I wanted to, right?
Yeah, but it's wrong.
Okay.
Because not only is it stealing, stealing's wrong anyway, but, you're stealing from somebody who's making it on their own, or, somebody who, doesn't have a whole lot of support, but, has some. But, you're stealing from somebody who's basically trying to make it on their own. And I think that's wrong because, they don't have, all these things that, Lady Gaga would have.
Right.
So they're taking it out of their own pockets a lot of times to produce music and make T-shirts and do this and that, just to better their brand. And if you're going around, that's a douchey thing to do.
Sure.
So just don't. And if I find out that you are stealing music and killing people's dreams,
what will you do?
I will hunt you down.
And she will, too.
I will.
So you can basically skip Starbucks for a day, and you could probably buy the whole EP when it comes out.
For real.
Hopefully this year, the new one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe more than likely this year.
That's the plan.
6-song EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you love every song on it.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. There's nothing...
Okay, before we play this song, I got to ask you this. How hard is it to pick the 6 songs for the EP? Because I know you said you write all the time.
I do.
So you probably got a whole barrel full of songs at home.
Yeah.
So how do you pick the 6 to go on there? It's got to be hard.
It is hard. I narrowed it down to 12. Then I had to keep chopping away.
Yeah.
And then when I thought that I had all the songs for it, comes Corey Lee Barker, who's a great writer that I write with too, and he had a song for Hallmark. So I sang that one too.
Oh.
Yeah, so I ended up, I'm like, oh man, the day before I go into the studio, I had my whole lineup and what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And then here comes Corey with the song, you need to sing this song. And when I heard it, I was like, oh, I do need to sing this song. So I added it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the plan. But it's pretty cool. He works a lot with Hallmark, and
Hallmark is like a guilty pleasure of mine.
It's so wonderful.
Especially during Christmas time. That's when I really get into it.
Absolutely. And this guy writes all the time, Christmas year round. I can't do that. But I did just recently write a Christmas song with him and Anita Stanley Cox. So
Are we looking at a release this Christmas?
We're hoping. I'm
Yeah.
not really sure because that's part of a Christmas project that we're working on right now.
Okay. Is it top secret?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're hoping that it goes somewhere. It may be next year. Maybe
Okay.
this year, maybe next year.
Okay. Just let me
Crossing
know.
our fingers
Let me
and
know
praying.
before you start telling everybody. That way I'll feel important.
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
Okay. So what's the overall vibe of the EP? Are we looking at just a great mix, or is it kind of leaning toward pop, or is it kind of leaning toward old school, or what?
It's not really old school. I hate to say it. Most of my stuff is not old school because I love the 80s. I love country. I love contemporary. I love commercial. So it's like a hodgepodge of everything. It is country pop, is what they consider it. It's what it's called now. But, it's all me. All those songs are really me. And
That's
they're
really all that matters. I mean, I see these people on Facebook and on all these other social networks all the time get so butthurt when they hear new country music and they talk about how it's just disrespectful to old country music, but it's what these people want to write about and sing about, and it's what people are listening to. So what's wrong with it?
I don't understand because it seems like every generation gets butthurt over the up and coming generation. It's a cycle that never ends. It's the back in my day mentality, and I think that's toxic.
And that's one of the reasons I gravitate.
That's toxic.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I gravitate toward indie music is because there's such a great mix, and there's not really a record label telling them what they have to put out. You do what you want to do, and I'm sure you take recommendations from people.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a good thing. I'm signed with MC1, but I get to pick what I put out.
Sure.
I'm not forced to do what they want me to do.
Yeah.
I'm not put in a box. I'm always been an outside the box kind of person. Yeah. And that's me. I'm not going to change that,
Yeah.
And that was really important with me too, with signing with a label. I don't want to be molded to fit somebody else's groove.
Sure.
Right.
If that's not who I am, and I'm not going to do that, so that's just me.
Got to be loyal to yourself.
You do. If you're going to do this, you need to do it the right way. You need to be you.
Before I play this song, I got another question. back to the accident just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that was the most defining point in your life?
It
Was there
definitely.
anything else?
It most definitely was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the most. What's the word I want to? Impactful. It was the most impactful thing that happened to me in my life, besides the birth of my children. Mm-hmm. You know, those two things, or three, because I have two kids, but that it really was a defining moment for me. You know, and I mean, people are like, they don't understand. They'll say to me, you know, why? How can you like be grateful for that? But look where I'm at. You know, I mean, no, I'm not making $1 million yet. I'm not. I don't
Do you feel
have a
like
big
you're
hit out there.
successful?
I do feel like I'm successful because I'm doing something I love to do.
Sure.
I'm helping other people make it in the industry, and I'm trying to make it on my own. So I'm doing everything I love.
would say so. I would say so then. You're not playing at the opera yet.
No, yet.
But
Yet.
you know, you still feel successful. You're still, you know, getting your music out there, and that's good.
Yeah.
Now, when you do make it to the Opry or the Ryman, you're going to get us backstage passes, right?
Sure.
It's important. Don't
I'll
forget.
remember this.
Don't forget.
I won't. I will remember this.
So, what is Hello about? Did you steal this from your kids too?
No.
Okay.
No. Hello is basically, we've all been there where we've missed somebody so much and we picked up the phone and tried to call them and they're not answering, you know, but they're still in your heart and you're just longing for that person. That's really what it is.
All right. You want to
It's pretty
introduce it?
deep.
Why don't you introduce it?
Here is Hello from Melissa Leigh.
It's been a long time since I've seen your face. Been a long time since I felt this way. Been a long time since you were here with me. Been a long time since you kissed my lips. Been a long time since I felt like this. Been a long time and I'm missing you today. Hello, 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 I love you. Hello, 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 I need you. Hello, 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 I want you here with me tonight. Tonight, oh baby, tonight. It's been a long time being in your arms. Been a long time being safe from the storm. Been a long time since I felt safe with you. Been a long time since you held me close. Been so long I don't even know. Been a long time and I need to feel the truth. Hello, 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 I love you. Hello, 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 I need you. Hello, 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 I want you here with me tonight. Tonight, oh baby, tonight. I've been calling your name, but you're nowhere to be found. Nowhere around. Hello, 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 I love you. Hello, 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 I need you. Hello, 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 I want you here with me tonight. Tonight, oh baby, tonight. Tonight, tonight, oh baby, tonight. Hello.
This is the Chris Top program. If you just turned in, that's Melissa Leigh. She's in here at the studio with us live today. And if you missed either one of those songs, make sure you go back and listen to it later on iHeartRadio, Spotify, chris.program.com, any of those places, and you can hear the entire interview. I hate calling it an interview.
It's not, we should just call it a conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like people, I feel like they won't know what I'm talking about.
Like, conversation? What?
Actually, talking. This is an interview. You know? But anyway, I guess they know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you can go back and listen to the whole show as soon as we're done. It'll be available all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
All over the place.
Yeah.
All over.
It's a little less oomph of it. Oh, yeah, but...
It was okay.
Yeah,
It was okay. Because you used so much energy with the first one.
I did. I ran out of energy. I need more coffee.
I bet you burn like 50 calories when you do that.
I think I do. I think I really do. Yeah.
I'm just going to sit around all day and just yell it out. Burn those calories.
All of a sudden, you'll be looking like 115 pounds because you said, oh, yeah, too many times.
Yeah. I'm probably a little too skinny.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what are your goals, Melissa, like you say in the next, say, couple of years? Like, where do you hope to see yourself this time in 2021?
Wow. Well.
Or do you think about that stuff?
I do think about it. Obviously, I'm going to write till the day I die, so the writing is going to just be a part of me forever until the Lord says no. And I do want my music out there. You know, I feel like I have a message, and I feel like I have a mission. You know, I would really love to see my music go somewhere. I have a special heart for children that have been through domestic abuse. And I really would love to do something with that, you know, with other artists and writers. And it's just a dream of mine.
Yeah, you can always
That's so cool.
start fundraisers and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concert fundraisers.
I have a big goal.
People are more than willing to throw lots of money at that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, it's needed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many kids out there that don't know how to cope. And it just is really dear to my heart. I've seen a lot. And, you know, I've been a victim of domestic abuse myself and in adulthood. And, you know, it's one of those things that I think everybody thinks is taboo and they don't want to talk about, but it's real. And
I think a lot more people are starting to come out now, which is great. Like,
I'm glad they are, you know, because that's a healing. You know what I mean?
It really
and
is.
it's needed.
Yeah, it's good that people like you are willing to say that, hey, I've been a victim, and it kind of breaks that stigma a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old were you when that happened?
I was in my 20s.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and it wasn't good. It was a toxic, seriously toxic relationship.
Yeah.
And you know, but you never think you're going to go through something like that. When you do,
you almost don't see it until it's like, oh, this is happening. I need to get out.
Was it a gradual thing, or just one day it just got crazy?
It was a gradual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then seeing kids that have gone through it, and you know, some of the damage that's happened to some of the kids that I've seen that could have been prevented, but people didn't listen. You know, that really, really bothers me. I have a heart for them. And there was a little girl in Michigan that lost her life because people ignored the plea. And it's just
so sad.
It's sad. And one of the songs that I wrote, actually the last one that I'm getting ready to do, is about that.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have, like, is there any advice that you can give somebody that might be going through something like that? Because I see it happen a lot where, you know, men or women get stuck in those relationships and they just don't get out. And I don't understand why, but help me. Like,
well, when you're in a situation like that, you're fearful, so you're afraid that if you leave, that it may be worse. You know, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. You,
so you're almost scared into staying.
You are. When
Yeah.
you have somebody that's controlling you and manipulating you in every aspect, you're afraid. You know, you're kind of afraid to leave, which is weird.
And a lot of times they'll, like, make it seem like it's better if you do stay. Because, like, if you go on your own, maybe you can't afford to, or people shun you if you leave, things like that. There's a lot of manipulation.
I guess you're not in the right state of mind either when that's going on.
No,
So.
you know, they make you feel like you're nothing, and you know they really have full control over you. But you know, I guess the biggest thing I could say is if you're in a situation like that, what I've told my kids, and what I tell any young girl that's dating, or I mean, guys, it happens to guys too. It's not, you know, it's not gender specific. It happens to whoever, and which is crazy because we used to think it only happened to women and girls. It's not true.
Women can be abusive too.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's one of those things. I tell everybody, if anybody makes you feel less than who you really are, run. If anybody ever raises their hand to you, ever, run. Because if they do it once, they'll do it again, and the next time it'll be with full force. And life is too short. You're not supposed to be a punching bag for anyone. And sometimes with domestic abuse, domestic violence, it's silent. It's silent as far as people don't see it because there's not bruises or cuts or scars or anything. But it's emotional, verbal abuse. That's abuse too. And I will tell you, being a victim of both, I think you heal quicker from the physical, from bruises and scars heal quick. The emotional pain that you endure from what somebody does to you mentally and emotionally stays with you a long time.
Sure.
So,
how did you break away?
I got to the point where I felt like, okay, it was me or him. And I just said, okay, Lord, you're going with me. Either I'm going to die getting out or I'm going to die staying in, and I'm leaving. So it was time, and I just did. And
you bounced.
I bounced, yes. And
did he let you
survived.
Go pretty easily, or was it kind of messy?
Well, I did it while he was gone, out of town working, and then when he came back, I was gone. And I found my own place, but he came to work looking for me and everything. And, that was quite a few years ago,
Right.
And that was before my marriage and everything. But he, it was interesting. He found me, and he wanted to apologize and wanted to get back together and everything. And I'm like, no, it's over. I wish you the best, and God bless you. But
by that time, you were probably thinking a little more level-headed, more clearly, and you probably
You're
had
like,
a little
it's
more
time for
confidence.
something different.
Yeah, I knew that I had a purpose in life, and I knew
he's not it.
He's not it, and I wasn't supposed to be a punching bag. And through everything, with the car accident, I went through a terrible divorce. And I went through some serious, not great relationships.
Yeah.
It's made me a stronger woman,
Sure.
And I'm a fighter now, and I'm an advocate for kids and women and, anybody that's going through that.
You think maybe that's one of the reasons, like now, why maybe you're not in a relationship? Are you kind of gun shy, or
I am
are you
gun
just
shy.
choose not to do it just because you're more focused on music and stuff?
Well, it's kind of both. I am gun shy. I'm very cautious. I pay close attention. I'm very observant with everything. But I am now more focused on my career. And, I need to stick with that because I'm not getting any younger, and this is like a once-in-a-lifetime chance to do what I really want to do. So, like I said, if I could find somebody that can walk through that with me, great. If not, then I'll be walking through it on my own for a while. I've been solo
I love that
for
you
a
said
while.
that. You don't need no man.
I don't need no man.
Strong, independent woman. Don't need no man.
I mean, it would be great to be in a relationship, but when I think about it, I really don't have time for one right now.
You drive the poor guy crazy because you're always like out doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm busy.
All those guys in the audience flirting with her, he'd see it and he'd be, oh man, what the heck's going on?
Oh man, bro.
So, all right. So I want to ask you a crazy question at 3 a.m. Like, what's your favorite color, or what's your favorite kind of animal? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Well, the best way.
Not at 3 a.m.
Are you up at 3 a.m.?
Sometimes I am. I don't want to be.
So if I message you at 3 a.m., I'm going to expect a really quick response, okay?
Sometimes I'm up. I said sometimes.
Okay.
Not all the time.
Okay.
But, if you message me, I get back pretty quick. I answer all my fans on my music page within 48 hours.
Oh, you're quick. Yeah. So Dustin says he wants an autograph. So
yes.
So he needs to message you on Facebook probably.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you can send him out an autographed 8x10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Postcard or something.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom.
Yeah. Okay. So Facebook is the way to get in touch with you. You're on Instagram. You don't do the Twitter.
No.
The Twitter.
The Twitter.
I said like an old man.
You
don't
do
the Twitter,
you do Twitter? Bruh.
Okay, and like, say if you have like a schedule, like if you're doing a writer's round, how does somebody know where you're going to be?
I usually put it out there.
Okay.
If I'm going to be performing somewhere and around.
And again, probably Facebook
Yep.
is probably what they need to watch.
Yep.
Okay. And then sometime this year, we got an EP we're looking for.
I'm hoping it's this year. Yeah, that's the plan.
So we got our fingers crossed. Yes. And you'll give me the heads up, right?
I
Before you
will
make the
give
big
you the heads
announcement, you'll be like, hey, Chris, I'm going to make the big announcement like
For
tomorrow.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's coming up sometime this year. 6 songs on the EP. Did you write all of them? Or co-write?
I wrote half. I wrote half of them by myself. And then the other half, 3 of them I wrote. See, there was 7 actually.
Okay.
So I wrote half of them. I wrote 4 of them, and then 2 of them I wrote with co-writers, and the other one was Corey Lee Barker with the Hallmark one. So.
Okay. How excited are you about it coming out?
I'm very.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
Are you just getting hacked off because you haven't been able to release it yet? Like you got to wait? I
I
don't know what date. I got to wait. I just want it out there.
The waiting is the killer.
The waiting is the hardest part. Tom Petty.
Even after it's done, you still got to sit on it because you got to promote it and do all that other crap.
Yeah. And that's the hardest, you know, is when you get it out there, promoting it and getting the right people to listen.
Promotion is so hard.
Yeah.
But maybe she'll send us like some sneak peeks before it actually comes out.
I hope so.
Because you're going to be dying to let somebody hear it. You know you will.
Oh, yeah.
So just send it to us.
Like, I'm already busting at the seams just to get the, like, when is this going to happen?
Right.
But I'm excited about it. And I'm very blessed that Rebecca was on it with me. She's just the harmonies and the background vocals. And it just turned out great, you know.
Good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to bring up or talk about? Did we do okay?
You did great.
Yeah?
Thank you for having me today. It was a pleasure.
Well, thank
you're
you.
welcome.
It didn't get too crazy.
No.
Okay. I'll try harder next time.
survived.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try harder next time.
Bruh.
Man. One of these days.
One of these days, it'll be a wild house up in here.
I know. So make sure you subscribe to the Chris Top program. You can go to christopprogram.com and just go to the little tab at the top. I think it says keep in touch. Mm-hmm. Click on that and subscribe.
And you might get free
I was told
stuff.
it was important. I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really am.
I put a link in the Facebook chat.
And again, if you are just tuning in now and you missed the show, I'm so sorry. It sucks. But you can go back.
Sucks to be you.
Yep, but you can go back and you can listen to it from the beginning, right where you're at on christopprogram.com or a bunch of other sites as well.
Yes.
So do you want to take us out this time? Or do
Heck
you want
yeah, I'm down.
Go for it.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Chris Top program. There could have been a million, bajillion, quadrillion things you could have been doing, but you chose to listen to us, and that's pretty cool, I guess. So until we broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good, and we're gone.
The best show and the best artist all in one place.
The Chris Top Program.
This has been a Chris Top production.